Alright, hello everybody. It is me, Adam, as I call myself. Now, I assume you have seen the video where I go over a concept I made on fixing all of Forsaken's cosplay and yourself skins. Now, one of the changes I made was changing the killer yourself skins, like right here, yourself, to cosplay. Now, the reason I did that was not to confuse it with actual developer exclusive stuff that is actually yourself. And so, I am going to go over the concept of actual yourself skins. Okay, I am going to go over the rules, I guess, here. One of the rules is that it is going to copy your entire avatar. I'll go into the accessories later, but it will keep anything from that killer or survivor you're being yourself as that is actually needed for gameplay, or at least somewhat gameplay. Like, for instance, you can't have Slasher going around without a machete or a chainsaw, so we're gonna have to put them on your avatar, regardless of it being yourself or not. You have to have that. It's kind of gonna be the same with the survivors as well. Although there's going to be a tiny bit of customization when it comes to the avatar torso color with the survivors, and the survivors only, not the killers. You don't get to do that with the killers. But for the avatar torso color, it's just going to be for the survivors and not the killers. Alright, so now I will go into the accessories that you can wear. Anybody that is compatible with the R6 will be available for the yourself skin. Hair, you can have it on literally whatever hair you have, as long as it's compatible with the R6. Same with your head. For clothing, I don't think that any of the 3D clothing can be used on the R6, so I think you're just stuck with classic shirts, classic pants, and classic t-shirts. For accessories, everything but the gear. Oh, yeah, gear doesn't work. I didn't even know there was backgrounds. Animations aren't available. Emotes aren't available. Same with makeup. That's all unavailable. So yeah, those are the accessories that you can wear. Okay, before I get into the survivors... wow, that felt weird. I should probably mention the fact that a lot of survivors are they're gonna look the exact same as your avatar, is what I'm saying. Because there's not a lot of tools or gameplay options that they have to have. And yeah. Another thing I should probably mention is that you're going to have the animations of whatever survivor and killer you're using. I'm hoping that the Forsaken team, the development team that is, they will implement animations specific to every survivor. Just because I think that'd be cool. But that's just me, and now we will actually go on to the survivors and killers. Right after I list off all of the ones that would be the same as your avatar. Those being Shedletsky, Elliot, Noob, Builderman, 007 and 7, Guest 1337, Taff, Cool Kid, and Nosferatu. Those are the characters that will be the same as whatever your avatar is. Alright, I didn't know really where to put this, so I'll just put it right here. For N7, when he uses the cool GUI, it's just with a red rim. That red rim will be interchangeable with really whatever your avatar torso color is. And yeah, it's kind of random putting it smack dab right here, but I really couldn't think of anywhere else to put it, so okay, I guess. Alright, now for Jane Doe, her hatchet will still stay on her back for the yourself skin because she uses it for the hatchet ability. Alright, now another thing for Jane Doe is that when you get resonance right here, the resonance 1s and 0s will be changed to whatever the Jane Doe's avatar torso color is. So that'll be cool, I guess. Alright, so this is what Jane Doe looks like on my avatar, and it's just the axe. That's more or less it. Alright, so for 2-time, the tail and wings will be kept for both the first and second life variants, just because it's easy to tell if the survivor is first or second life. And for ritual and prey, I can't actually do that, so I'll show you what I'm gonna do with those abilities and recoloring them. Alright, now for the customization on 2-time, really, just when respawning, those white effects right there will be changed to whatever your avatar torso color is. There won't be a symbol on the chest there, just because I think it'd be too much in the way. Same with the ritual, just placing it down and all those particles, as well as just the ritual itself. Well, all those white effects will be changed to whatever your avatar torso color is. And with prey, it is the same here. All of those white effects there will be changed to whatever your avatar torso color is. And that's it for that, and I'll show you what it looks like on my avatar. Alright, here's 2-time for both the first and second live variants. And it's just like the tail and wings, just so other players can tell. Although, I doubt anybody's gonna see this, to be honest. But, what the heck. As I said earlier, some things will be dependent on your avatar torso color, so yeah. Alright, for Dusukar, he will keep his staff, and for Plasma Beam, that blue effect will be interchangeable with whatever your avatar torso color is. Same with Spawn Protection, but I have to show you that because I'm just by myself. Alright, here is Dusukar, and it's just a staff. I know it doesn't really look too great on my avatar, since it was made for R6, and that's kind of my design point, since a lot of people like the blocky R6. So, that's what the design point is, but yeah, like, I guess this is what Dusukar looks like. Alright, so here's Veronica here. And the thing I'd like to take from her base model is the antennas for a specific reason that I will show you. That reason being when you stand in one of her graffiti spots, the antennas will light up, showing that Veronica can skate. Those lighting effects will be changed to whatever your avatar torso color is, and that's it for Veronica. Now for Veronica, I couldn't actually find antennas, like her actual antennas, so I just slapped these on and called it a day, but yeah, just keep that in mind, the antennas will be different. That'll be actually like pink and thick and big and like Veronica's antennas, but yeah, this is what it looks like on my avatar. Alright, so now here is Chance. Now with Chance, the thing I'd like to take from his base model is the hat, that being for the hat fix ability. Just because you may ask, well, why don't you have the hat in the cosplay? That's like, there's no reason to add the hat for the yourself. And to that I say, too bad. Like, I don't know what else to do, I guess. But, yeah, that's for Chance. Alright, here's Chance, and yeah, I know the hat doesn't look too great, but I wanted to put something on like I did the other survivors, and I felt like if I didn't include this, I'd have to take away everything for the other survivors. Like, it'd be weird seeing Dusukar without his staff, so I thought, what the heck, I might as well do it for all the other ones. All the other ones that I could, at least, but yeah, this is more or less it. Alright, now for Slasher, the things I would like to take from his base model are the machete and the chainsaw, just because he uses his machete to swing and do his abilities. Literally all that. For the Raging Pace, the eye will stay the same regardless of your avatar torso color, like I said earlier. This will be the same with all of the auras, so yeah. Now Slashers, I know it would probably look better on the R6, but yeah, I mean, I guess. But I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, I don't know what to say here. Like, it's just this is what it is. Alright, I don't really know where to put this, so I guess I'll just put it here. this is what Cool Kids Bot will look like. It's pretty much the same as the cosplay, just whatever your avatar is, just with no accessories, only 2D clothing, skin colors, and 2D shirts. Or t-shirts, I think they're called. But yeah, I don't really like it, in my opinion, but yeah. Alright, now for John Doe, the thing I'd like to take from his base model is the spike arm, the corrupted feet, and the claw arm. Now, these are for a variety of reasons. Namely, he uses his corrupt energy, his spike arm, that is, to summon corrupt energy. He uses natural malevolence from his feet to create that corruption trail, and to summon digital footprints right there, or make digital footprints, I mean. And he uses his claw arm to slash other survivors. And that will be implemented on the Yourself skin. Alright, so this is what John Doe looks like, and right away, it doesn't look too great. The spike arm looks a bit big on my avatar, not to mention that he's going to have corrupted feet and a claw arm, but it is what it is. This is just my avatar, and it's supposed to look pretty good on an R6, or at least I assume it would, but this is what it is, and it looks pretty decent, at least from where I'm standing at. Alright, now for Noli, the only thing I really need from his base model is the Void Star right here, because he uses it for literally everything. I mean, the M1, that's the Void Star. The Nova, that is all him using the Void Star. I can't actually do Observant, but you get my point, so I'll just show you what it looks like on my avatar. Now, Noli is the one where you literally just slap the Void Star on to your avatar. Like, there's nothing special about it. Like, I don't see what this is, but I mean, I guess. Like, okay. Alright, now for 1X, there is really only a couple things I'd like to take. I mean, that's usual for all of yourselves kids, I mean, but I don't know why I said that. Anyways, it's just the swords, because he uses the swords for most of his abilities, and the unstable eye, because he uses it for that. So I thought I might as well add it there, and I'll show you what it looks like on my avatar. Alright, here's 1X. I mean, I think he looks alright. He'll have an unstable eye for him to tear out, but yeah, like, there's nothing else. For the minion, the first thing I thought when I first saw this was, gosh, this looks ugly. And it really does. It's really just your body type and face. And the thing looks like a freaking alien. Now, my idea was that it would have your body type and it would be kind of green. But this was the effect. And it doesn't look... It looks terrible. But this is what I could come up with. And 2D clothing wouldn't really work because the head would still be exposed, and I don't really like that. And yeah, I would say this is worse than the Cool Kid Bots, but okay. Alright, now for Sixer here, the only thing I could really think of is just copying the same thing from the... Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. Okay. It was a concept that I made of a cosplay where you would be on Guest 666 back, okay? And I'm gonna do that the same for the Yourself avatar, except you will have whatever body type you have, instead of it just being the Robloxia 2.0. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. Good night. Well, anyways, I'll show you what that looks like on my avatar. Alright, now for Sixer here, it looks pretty much the exact same as the cosplay. Of course, it doesn't all look that great, since it was designed specifically for R6s. The blocky R6, I mean. But it looks alright. I mean, there's like a tiny bit of a customization. I'd argue that it's worse than the cosplay, though, because you can't change the aura at all. I mean, there won't even be an aura. And everything will still be pretty much default. So, yeah, I can't really see very many people using this. But, it is what it is. Alright, now for Azure, I'd really just like to take the tentacles, because he uses it for the M1 and the Strangler. So, yeah. Alright, now for Azure, honestly, I think this looks really good. Like, really good. I don't know why it's just tentacles, but I just think this looks pretty dang good. At least in my opinion. But yeah, it's just tentacles. That's because that's really what Azure uses, and that's it. That's it for the killers. Anyways, that was the whole video there. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot shorter than the one where I attempted to fix all of the yourself and cosplay skins, mainly because a lot of the survivors and killers would look the exact same as your avatar, and I didn't think it was worth bothering your time or my time over. So, that's more or less it, and goodbye.